What is up? So we got a new project bike. It's a 2002 XR80R. Don't let my camera work for you. It is absolutely in pieces right now. Nothing is hooked up at all. So, backstory with this bike. My friend got it and then realized that it needs work and needs love and an owner who knows how to work on it and shit, and decided might as well just leave it on the curb for the trash guys to come pick up. So this poor little guy was gonna get thrown out, and then he texted me and was like, "Hey man, you want to buy this bike?" So he dropped it off this morning. I gave him $75 for this thing. Pretty sweet. There's a few problems with the bike just from looking at it. The clutch cable, not good at all. So we need to get a new clutch cable for it. Some of the wiring isn't hooked up for some reason. The magneto looks like shit, but I tested it and it does actually have spark, so that's good. Need to replace the air filter because it looks like shit and it's all falling apart. And one thing about air filters is when they start falling apart, they'll blow into your engine, and that's not good at all. I had that happen with my KX250 two-stroke. The air filter started to disintegrate and just blew into the engine. This bike needs some love. The shifter is held on by electrical tape and rubs the foot peg. The front tire is dry rotted and falling apart in the bottom right here. The front brakes work, but you're gonna push the lever back out to roll it. Also, it'll sit in a neutral position with like a half-inch gap there. It's drum brakes, and drum brakes are stupid. So, other than that, from what I was told, it'll run if it has one part replaced. However, I was not told what that one part is, so gotta take it with a grain of salt, I guess. So Mikey's here today, and he's gonna help me work on it. This will be our new project bike. We've been looking for project bikes for a little while now, and decided that a $75 old little four-stroke would be a good place to start. So we're gonna completely rebuild this thing, and then, you know, sell it, see how much we can get for it, and we're gonna bring you guys along for the entire process. So that should be fun. So Mikey isn't with us right now because he's currently up at my house shitting. But we're gonna start trying to diagnose what we need. I'm gonna see if I can get it to start at least. My only concern with being able to get it to start would be that the fuel line was cut. So there's not a way to get gas to the engine. So there is fuel in this tank, but I'm probably just gonna dump it and get new fuel for it because
what's that?
It's like shit. I'm not fucking talking to you.
No.
I'm starting the videos. What I was telling them is that I want to try to get it to start. However, Jackson cut the fuel line, I guess to take off the tank. I'm not really sure, but
Dumb fuck status.
Wow, that scared the shit out of me. So he cut the fuel line, and now I don't have fuel line here. I know you have some at your house, but I don't have any here. So I don't know. Unless you want to roll to your house real quick and grab some of that line.
I definitely do not.
Why?
I don't like doing things.
I know. So, we're making a formal list of everything that we need. Also, while you were gone, I saw the front tire. It's dry rotted, completely flat, and there's a big hole the whole way down, and you can like peel the tire off just by touching it. Which is a shame because the tread on the front tire is pretty good still, actually. Let's get to it, I guess. So another problem with this bike, the throttle just doesn't turn, and we're not entirely sure why.
Not if you believe.
So Mikey tried to turn it and ended up just twisting off the entire grip, and the grip is deformed and falling apart. So we're gonna get new grips for it too. Also, the exhaust looks like actual shit. So there's a few larger things to do, like the exhaust and the tire, but most of it's just little stuff like clutch cable, brake cable, air filter, stuff like that. I'm getting a new spark plug for it too, because the one that's in there looks like trash.
But it did take a spark.
Yeah, it did have a spark. And one thing that I noticed while you were gone, the subframe's broken.
You mean the fifth thing you noticed while I was gone?
Look at that. The subframe is broken. It should have another peg coming the whole way up here to support the rear fender, and it doesn't, which is why the fender does this. Yeah.
Stop!
But other than that, it seems fine. I was told it would start if it had one part replaced, but Jackson has no idea what that part is. So I don't know. Also, I don't know what happened to this tube. It looks like it was melted. So I don't know, but $74 because I didn't have any ones.
But you had a 4?
Wait. I had 4 ones. I didn't have a 5. So ain't nothing left to do it but to do it. Alright, so now we're back on real video. I almost... What?
What?
Real video instead of
Real
time lapse.
video? You mean like real time?
Yeah, like a real video.
Now
instead
we're
of
back
time lapse.
on real video.
Do you want to get stabbed? Because that's what's gonna happen. No!
What happened, Chief?
No, this is the ratcheting red, and I want it to be able to ratchet.
Yeah, well, that's not fucking
No fucking shit. Where'd you learn that? YTI.edu?
when you just tried and it didn't work.
I'm sorry. Thought that was a bolt. I was incorrect. Dumb shit. I thought this was a bolt. It's not. What the fuck is this shit? Why? Why, Honda? Why, Keyhan? What the fuck?
That's Keyhan.
So I just opened the carburetor. Dude, it's the gas in there. Smell it. It smells like rotting fruit and paintballs.
Great description.
Dude, it's dead on. Tell me I'm wrong. Damn, dude.
The floater is interesting.
Yeah, that's what old cam floaters look like. Yeah, so, and all these lines are stiff as hell. We gotta replace these. But that's not that hard because we already have a pack of lines at the house.
They're not that bad.
No, but they're stiff. Like,
They're not brittle.
they will be.
I'm not
Man-
riding a fucking bike, nor are you. We're
Man
selling it.
said they're not brittle.
We're gonna make it look pretty and then sell it.
Look inside of there. What do you see?
Nothing!
Yeah.
Didn't even have to look.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bud.
That's much better. Give it back.
Oh yeah, I can smoke a bowl out of that, bud.
You're stupid. Also, you know it's coated in gasoline, right?
Oh yeah.
Smoking a bowl out of it?
Oh yeah. Hey look, there's a guy! You just looked at me. Hey guy! What's poppin', bro? He started battling faster.
Right there. No, look at you.
Yep. Makes noise.
Hey! But what's with the chunks, man? What's with the big oily chunks? Looks like mucus. What the fuck? Don't lean on the seat! Shut up! Don't lean on the seat. The jet is there. I will stab you. So welcome to day 2 of the bike build. I don't think you can see me very well. There we go. Welcome to day 2 of the bike build. So today we got the fuel line. We're gonna be trying to get it running. All right, so the last thing we did on the bike the other day was took apart the carburetor. I don't have any carb cleaners, so I'll honestly probably do it to get a fabulous way of just spraying WD-40 in it and wiping it down with a rag. I got the jets cleaned out. They were completely black. You couldn't see any light through them at all. So I cleaned out all the jets, made everything nice in there. So now I'm gonna put the carburetor back together, try to figure out what's wrong with the throttle. So, it's kind of important in starting a bike if it's, not perfect. So we're gonna put all that back together. I guess try to fix the throttle and then move from there. Alright, so I got the throttle cable. I actually took the whole thing off. I took it out of the carb and all that. And then I look at it, and it's rusted inside there. And I look at the other end, it's also rusted right there. So my guess is the whole thing got filled with water or something at some point, because the entire cable is rusted the whole way through. So I don't really have a way to crank the throttle and actually put gas into the carburetor. So I'm gonna try to start it, but I don't know if I can. So I guess let's do that. All right, boys, little update. So the fuel line that we got from Mikey is too big. For some reason, this bike uses ungodly small fuel lines. So now I took the overflow line because I don't know why he cut the fuel line. Why he didn't just take it off. He had to cut it in the middle. So he kind of fucked me on that part. So now I gotta try to use one of these other fuel lines and hope that they're long enough, which they probably won't be. So actually I'll probably end up using this one instead because it's just a tad longer. They probably won't be long enough, but I don't really have any other options right now. Like the fuel line that I got from Mikey fits. It fits over, but you can just slide it right off. And I want to be able to get this to run. So in order for this to work, fuel line will need to reach from here to here. So I think that we might have enough. Enough length on this line to do it. So, I mean, that's a pretty strong if it'll reach. And we also don't have a throttle because the throttle's completely fucked. It's rusted the whole way through, so we need a new throttle assembly before we can even begin fucking with that. So I really want to get it to start today. I really want to get it to start. I don't know. I hope this isn't one of those projects that the more you do it, the more you find out it's broken. But I don't know. I was told the engine's good. I was told the carburetor's good. I was told everything is fine with it. The gas is so old it smells like paintballs. This is old as hell gas in here. So I don't know. But so yeah, I don't know. Let's just try to get it running. I'm gonna replace that line, put the carb on, and then hook it up. I'm gonna dump that gas, and I'm gonna put new gas in there. After a very short investigation of the gas tank, Look what I found, besides the spider nest. This is where you're supposed to hook up the fuel line. See how it's broken and plugged with mud or something? So we need a new petcock before we can do anything. But we also need a new throttle cable before we can get it to start. And then we need a new clutch cable before we can ride it. Oh, and a new front tire. And a new air filter. Shifter, I'll be able to ride it with this shifter. It won't be fun, but I'll be able to do it. I will be able to ride it without an air filter, but I'm not going to do it for very long, just for a quick one lap around to test it. Fuck. So I cleaned out that hole in an attempt to drain the gas from the petcock, and even when it was on res, nothing, not a drop. So I pulled the whole petcock out, and then it just started pouring out of the tank there. So petcock is fucked. The whole assembly is fucked. So add a new petcock to the list of things that I need to buy. You know, I was really hoping that this would be like, oh, he just needs a fuel line. Pop a fuel line on there, good to go, running bike, and then proceed from there, make it look nice, and then sell it, right? I was wrong. It's never that way. I should have known, because no projects are like that ever. It's always like, oh, you need to do this. And you're like, oh, okay, do that. And you're like, oh, but to do that, I need to do this. And to do that, I need to do this. And to do that, I need to do this. So, you know, it's a big investment in both time and money doing this. But it should pay off when we're done. So yeah, I will add a new petcock to the list. It'll probably be a couple weeks before I can get parts in. Fun stuff. Guess I'll see you guys in a minute.